one of my favorite herbalists, Stephen Herod Buhner, had this question of, how did all these people around the world, come to the conclusion that they did about the plants that they use, and especially in light of, kind of the modern analytical, reductionist, scientific mentality that says, well, you can only come to knowledge through science, through the scientific method of, controlling one variable at a time, so on and so forth. And, if we look at Indigenous wisdom, that's impossible. That's not how they came to the wisdom that they have. Science has, in fact, through its own methodologies, begun to verify a lot of what Indigenous cultures knew, that never had contact with each other. Even such obscure things like sage, right? That it does dispel negative energies. Well, what is that? What does that even mean, right? How did they come to that conclusion, especially by trial and error? And he kind of rather amusingly gives the example of, let's say you sense a negative energy. You want to clear it, right? So first, it's a leap of faith that you would use a plant to begin with, right? To do that. And then what do? Right? Do you make a tea? Do you just throw it in the air? Do you burn it, right? Oh, okay, yes, we're going to burn it. Okay, how about some grass? That didn't do anything. How about some aspen leaves? We'll burn that. No, that didn't do anything, right? You can just imagine like how long through that type of one single variable at a time would we come to that conclusion. Yet traditional peoples all around the world came to this conclusion that sage dispels negative energy. And so in asking these cultures, the answer was, well, the plants told us, right? So working with these plants, the spirits of them, the medicine of them in a much deeper way, and coming to that understanding of what are their benefits, their properties. So yes, there's some sort of energetic component that's going on with sage and other, sweetgrass and cedar that has this ability to kind of cleanse the air. Another thing that's happening is the positive and negative ions, which is a bit of a flip, a play. You think, well, positive is positive and negative is negative. Well, in this regard, negative is positive and positive is negative, if you follow what I'm saying. Meaning, a highly positively charged environment would be something like, a stuffy schoolroom or cramped downtown on the C train, right? It's not an environment that is very inviting energetically. The air is maybe kind of like, there's a lot of maybe electric static charge, that type of thing. The opposite would be a negatively charged environment, which is the beach, which is the forest, which is a waterfall, which is wonderful. Naturally, instinctively, we just want to breathe that in, take that in. And so sage and many of these plants, whether by fire or this kind of aromatic application through sprays, they drop the positive ions out of the air and they increase the negative ions. So you might have experienced that, just kind of spritzing and spraying. Yeah, you want to breathe that in.